Our home is a world brimming with life. Plants and animals in their countless billions. But without one thing, none of them would exist.
Every organism on Earth is reliant on energy, and that energy comes from heat.
Probably the most underappreciated ingredient in the life that we have here on Earth is heat.
Heat can be transferred either by movement of a fluid,
Convection,
by direct contact,
conduction,
or via electromagnetic waves.
radiation.
The vast majority of heat comes from the sun through radiation, the radiation you feel on your skin when the sun is out there on a bright day.
The surface of our sun burns at around 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's so massive, you could fit over 1 million Earths inside it. What makes the sun so important isn't just its size and temperature, but where it's located. The sun is some 93 million miles from Earth.
And that's a really good position because it doesn't get too much sunlight, but it gets enough sunlight. And that is called the Goldilocks zone around a star.
As the sun burns, it emits heat in the form of solar radiation. This travels through the vast emptiness of space at 671 million miles per hour, reaching Earth 8 minutes and 20 seconds later.
Radiant heat basically does not require a medium, so you can think about it as an electromagnetic wave that hits a surface and it warms it through that process.
Our sun was born some 4.6 billion years ago in a massive spinning cloud of dust and gas called a solar nebula. Its gravity draws in more than 99% of the mass of the entire solar system, creating a giant ball of hydrogen and helium. As the ball collapses under its own gravity, intense pressure smashes hydrogen atoms together, fusing them into helium and releasing extreme heat in the process. This is nuclear fusion, the most powerful reaction in the universe.
The sun transforms one element into another, namely hydrogen, into helium. And in doing so, a little bit of mass is converted into energy that slowly makes it out of the center of the sun to the surface and then radiates out to us.
What most people don't realize, heat is actually the #1 killer on our planet when it comes to weather-related phenomena. It kills more people than any other weather-related phenomena, period.
We've all heard of hypothermia, or our bodies are too cold and we shiver. But on the opposite end of that, we have hyperthermia, where our bodies are too warm and can't regulate the heat.
When it gets too hot and humid, our sweat can't evaporate efficiently, meaning blood near your skin can't cool down. Your heart works harder to pump more blood around the body, increasing the risk of cardiac arrest. If your core temperature rises above 104 degrees Fahrenheit, organs begin to fail and cells die, triggering a heat stroke. Like wildfires, heat waves are increasing in frequency and severity. These deadly events are often felt most keenly in cities due to what's known as the urban heat island effect.
An urban heat island is all of the concrete, the asphalt, the buildings that you have in a city absorbing that daytime heat. This retained heat is then re-emitted, the area becoming an island of higher temperatures.
Intense heat and cold contributes to the deaths of millions of people and billions of animals worldwide each year. But there is one organism which can survive in extreme conditions on Earth and beyond.
They have this magical superpower, and it is the only animal that's able to survive outer space.
Back on Earth, it is summer in the forests of Connecticut, and Adolfo Sanchez Blanco is on the hunt for bears. But these aren't ordinary bears.
Let's look for some cool areas to find water bears today. I think I see a nice spot with plenty of moss right there.
Adolfo's hunting grounds are patches of moss or lichen, the home of the microscopic water bear, or tardigrade.
Let's put it in this test tube and bring it back to the lab.
Found almost everywhere on Earth, tardigrades are aquatic animals around the size of a grain of sand.
Those little legs that have those super cute claws, they make it look like they're bears. So therefore the name water bears.
When it comes to withstanding extremes of heat, they're perhaps the toughest animals on Earth.
The highest temperature recorded for them to survive is about 150 degrees Celsius, and it's for a brief period of time. When it comes to cold temperatures, they're able to survive minus 270 degrees Celsius.
This ability to survive extreme temperatures has helped these critters to thrive for 600 million years and survive 5 mass extinction events. And that's not all.
The incredible thing is that they took them to the outer space and they still managed to survive.
In 2007, the European Space Agency sends 3,000 tardigrades into space. Almost 70% of them survive for 12 days.
And that is absolutely unbelievable because they expose them to the vacuum of space and they expose them to the radiation in the space, and they still manage to survive.
Experiments like these have enabled scientists to unlock why these animals are almost indestructible. If they're exposed to extreme heat or cold, they enter a state called cryptobiosis, where their metabolic processes grind to a halt.
Is neither alive, neither dead. Is in a state of suspended animation.
By expelling 99% of their body's water and dialing their metabolic rate down, tardigrades can survive for 3 decades without food or water.
In that state, they can be for years, until it rains and there is water now for them to do the things that they need to do, like eating, reproducing, and so on.
There is hope their molecular secrets could reveal a solution to the effects of climate crisis.
Crops are dying because of drought. So it could be possible to potentially engineer crops that could mimic mechanisms that these tardigrades have to withstand periods where they are not exposed to water.